All right. Welcome, Facebook friends on the Summit Coaching page here. Me and Scott Starnes going to do it outright. It is, we call this one Tuesday Tips. Tuesday Tips. What you think about that, Scott?
I think it's a great opportunity for us to provide a few tips to help other people and just not necessarily sell insurance or sell anything. It's just tips to keep you moving forward, keep you motivated, keep you looking for the next opportunity as it arises. So I'm pretty excited about this topic specifically, just because, as we were talking earlier, this is an opportunity where when we look at connecting with other people, we have to really get some fundamentals down. We have to have a little bit of an arsenal from which to pull information. So I think that this is going to be beneficial to everybody.
Yeah, I'm excited about this one. Of course, I love having, goals and ideas and things like that, strategies. But I definitely think these tips can be huge. I'm excited to hear what you've got for us today. Three tips for connecting with others, because in any business, I remember my brother actually when he took a construction job, he didn't have construction experience, but he had people experience, and I think that's one thing that it doesn't matter what field you're in or what you do, if you can connect with people and relate to people. I remember my dad used to say 80% of it 80% of it is actually dealing with the people, and
Mhm.
20% is the work. So, and if that's true, I think these tips will help us with connecting with others. So it is 12/22/2020, 12/20 actually on the East Coast as well. So I'm going to shoot it over your way, and let's see what you got for us today, Scott.
All right. Well, as we were talking about, we just want to briefly touch on three tips for connecting with other people. And you really hit it on the head when you were talking about connecting with other people. One of the things that I think we fail to do as human beings, especially in a sales type environment, we forget the human factor. Okay. When we approach other people, we have to know who we are. We have to have a foundation from which we're able to go out and we're able to interact with other people. It may be one conversation, it may be multiple conversations, but the bottom line is we have to find a way to move beyond just communicating. We have to move to the point of connecting. John Maxwell says it best: you got to touch a heart before you can touch a hand. I mean, that's the way it works, and that's the way it is with any business. You have to touch someone's heart. You have to get to know them. And as specifically as insurance agents, one of the things that we have to do is be able to get to the point in the conversation where we have identified a couple of factors where we're able to connect at more than a superficial level. When you're asking questions, who are you wanting to protect with this insurance policy should you suddenly pass? That is a deeply emotional conversation that you're having with that individual. And it is so important for us to push past just that communication and just words to connecting with that individual on a deeper level. So, the first of the three key tips that I want to give you today is authenticity. You got to be who you are. And that's the thing I love about working with Jimmy here. Jimmy is just Jimmy. Jimmy loves people. Jimmy loves helping people. And that's Jimmy. Anyone that has ever interacted with him, that's ever talked to him, you understand who he is. And that's the thing. You really have to study people, because everyone has different mannerisms. Everyone has a different personality. And you have to here's a deep thought for you. You have to value other people. And that's something that I think we get away from. We get so caught up, especially, this time of year, these last 2 weeks of December, we get so caught up in the commercialization of the holiday season that we lose our authenticity. We lose that ability to engage someone in a conversation and deeply get to know them. So that's something that you want to make sure that you're being intentional about. You got to be intentional about being authentic, because once you become authentic and you approach others from an authentic state, it increases your authenticity. And we all know that people only buy from people that what? They know, they like, and they trust. So authenticity goes a long way toward building that connection with other people as you interact with them. All right. The second one, add value. Okay. It's not just enough to be authentic. It's not just enough to engage in an authentic conversation and try to just be yourself and that sort of thing. Part of yourself, and this goes back to something we talked about the other day. It goes back to what your core values are. If you don't have at your core value, or in your set of core values of adding value to other people, then it's going to be extremely hard to build rapport with anyone with whom you're trying to do business. It's hard for you to add value to someone when you are not authentic. It's hard to be authentic when you're not wanting to add value. And you may be sitting there and you may be, condescendingly say, well, how in the world do you add value to someone who you're trying to write an insurance policy for? I think it's simple. We're trying to provide a service and a product wrapped in one little package to an individual, so that should something ever happen to them, their family is taken care of. You're adding value to those people. You go into a telesales call, or you go into a home, or heck, you just meet somebody at Starbucks to have a conversation about life insurance. Hey, what's going on? And they pour their heart out to you, and you say, okay, well, I can get you this for $25 a month. If I came across that way to someone that just poured their heart out to me, they're only seeing that I want to sell. That's not authenticity, and that's not adding value. These are things that you cannot learn from a textbook. I'm just being honest. If you're not valuing other people deeply from your core of who you are, and you're not able to be authentic, you're going to have a hard time ever making any strides in this business. The third key tip, and this is one that everyone in this business should have seated in the deepest part of their heart, and that's an attitude of service. We should choose to serve other people when it comes to this business. When you come in with an attitude of servanthood and an attitude that you are trying to serve these individuals on a regular basis, it changes your core. It changes that core belief to where you're choosing to add value. And when you choose to have value and you choose to add value in other people in every discussion that you have, then and only then can you be authentic. And it is that authenticity, it is what they see in you that builds that rapport, that builds the situation where they're liking, they're trusting, and they feel like they know you. And it's about the relationships. It's about connecting. It's moving beyond a simple, hey, how are you? It's moving past raw communication to genuinely and authentically connecting with other people that will make the difference in what you're doing. It doesn't matter what it is you're doing in life. It can be insurance sales, it can be boat sales, it could be teaching, it could be the sky's the limit here. It doesn't matter what you do. And that's what this is about. That's what this coaching concept is about. We're trying to help raise your level of awareness to things like this so that you do kind of reframe how you approach your job, whatever it is. We want you to have an attitude of service. We want you to choose to add value to others on a daily basis. And most importantly, we want you to be authentic. So those are the key tips that I wanted to share with you today. These are the things that have been on my heart that I just wanted to convey and hopefully help someone, reframe themselves as you're recharging in this 2 weeks before the end of the year so that you can start out Q1 just right out the gate running wide open and helping everybody that you come across with.
Yeah,
Jimmy, you
there's
want to add?
yeah, there's just some key huge tips uh that I just don't think are brought up enough. I think in any service industry or even any business that we're constantly dealing with people every single day. So if we can if we can take these and apply them, I think that's one of the things. That's why we're starting this summit coach, and hopefully you guys can subscribe to our channel and everything on YouTube, because it'll be there as well. Uh, but I'm telling you, it's every day getting up, feet hit the floor. Okay, here's what we're going to work on today. And I think that's why me and Scott really want to help you guys out a good bit. Is just because it's a daily grind. It's a daily getting better, getting better, getting better. So, all right. Well, that sums us up for Tuesday tips. Hopefully, you got a couple there. Again, we'll try to hopefully see us again tomorrow. Again, we got Christmas coming up, but that's all right. We'll keep on grinding through. And just like Scott was saying, we've got what, week and a half, 2 weeks till New Year's. You can change New Year's Day like everybody else will do, or you can start changing now. You can change this afternoon. You can change in the next minute or two. It's totally up to you. So get out there. Keep on getting it. There is hope. We talked about hope yesterday. I thought that was a really good one. Today we're talking about connecting with people. I mean, this is some good stuff, and I think you're right. This stuff isn't taught in school, and I think more people need to have hope and need to be able to have these things in front of them. So, all right. Well, it's me and Scott. We're out, and you guys have a wonderful, wonderful rest of your day, and we'll talk to you soon.